Hey guys, it's your girl Tubbi of the Antidote.com and the Nerdy Bird site. Rocked out with a true legend, here in Baton Rouge. Have the privilege to be sitting next to him at his listening session. How are you today, Mr. T-Bo?
I'm good, baby. How about you?
I'm doing really well. I'm honored.
You're looking beautiful,
Oh, thank you so much. Now, I know this is your first interview in years, so we are honored.
Yeah. I mean, this whole mic thing's new to me, you know. I mean, I think I'm doing better than my buddy Matt from South Coast Coalition.
Now, he put up a pretty fire interview. I get into Matt.
He did.
But you're going to have to top it here right now. But let's kind of jump into it. Yeah. What kind of led the passion and the love for music growing up?
Oh, man. I was in the hip hop. I mean, I was in the music growing up, but I was in the hip hop heavily because it was like this rebellious, I don't know. I just knew that was for me, man. And I heard legends like Beastie Boys, Luke Skywalker. The list can go on and on, but something about it just. And I started writing music, and then actually my mom passed when I was 12, and then that was kind of my escape. I went and wrote music.
They gave you outings, a way to express yourself.
It did. I was going to either do it that way or it was going to be a way worse way. So
gotcha.
I chose music.
Happy that you chose music. Now,
yes,
when you decided that music was definitely for you and that became your outlet, how did you kind of hit the ground running? What was your first start?
I mean, when I was 12, I'd set up my little Christmas lights in my room, build me a little stage, and write my little lyrics or rap somebody else's stuff. And from there, it just grew and grew. And me and a buddy of mine that I grew up with, Mike Allen, went by the name Mike the Hustler back then. We got together and started writing music together, and then I think one of the first things we were ever on professionally, we had to pay to get on it.
Right.
We paid like $400 to be on somebody's CD, and which kids nowadays, I don't know nothing about that.
No.
We paid our way,
right?
But we sold a lot of them, and it was good. Once you seen your name on a CD back in the day, you thought it was official.
Like you made it. We made it. I'm here.
You definitely made it out the trailer park, out of Baker, or wherever we was living.
Now let's kind of talk about the name, the Trailer Park Guide.
Yeah.
Is that something that kind of grew over the years, or was that just stamped and certified from the beginning?
No, it wasn't over the years. I mean, I grew up in we moved around a lot growing up. I lived in West Baton Rouge in a trailer park called Dude's Trailer Park. And, we moved from there to North Baton Rouge to Spanish Arms Apartments. I moved school to school. I went to Crestworth Middle, Baker High. So we was kind of moving a lot. When it would become due, we moved.
You got to do what you got to do. Well, you got to do what you got to do.
But the trailer park thing kind of always stuck with me because that was like, I was probably my son's age, 8, 9 years old. And, I mean, back then when you're poor, you don't realize you're poor.
Right.
We was living. I mean,
our parents did the best.
I didn't know that till we got into something a little better. I'm like, I really liked it. And then one night it just hit me. I don't know why. It was Trailer Park Guide. And at first I was like, I don't want people to get the wrong impression about that, thinking I'm, calling yourself a god or just. But I feel like when it comes to this, coming from trash to turning yourself into treasure, I'm the man.
I got that. That's real.
And it's real. Like, can't nobody say nothing about anything about this project, any visuals, because it's 100% authentic.
That's real.
And a lot of people nowadays don't do that. They'll make stars and they'll, it's like build a star nowadays.
It's a facade. It's whatever's popular at the time. You been to
Build-A-Bear? They got Build-A-Rapper too
all the
nowadays.
time. Man.
This ain't it though.
A lot of them are missing a little heart that you're supposed to put inside.
Exactly.
I didn't say that,
exactly.
Didn't say that.
Well, and a lot of people sound alike.
Right.
Nobody prides itself on being different, and this is my life. This is how I came up, and what better way to. Now was the time to put this out. I don't know why. I feel like the stars aligned.
Right.
My team is right. I got kids now. I mean, they understand it. They've never lived in poverty a day in their life, but they don't have to either.
Right, but they get to listen to your songs and hear the transition and kind of experience from your view.
They're my biggest fans,
right?
And, so they get to see where Daddy came from. Why I am the way I am, why I'm hard on them.
Right.
I expect a lot from them.
You're supposed to.
You better listen to the Trailer Park Guide.
That's a wonderful thing. Now, let's kind of talk about legacy. Where your kids are concerned, they are involved. They do know Dad makes music. They are your biggest fans. Do you see either of them kind of jumping into the industry growing up?
Well, my oldest, he's 8. His name's Cullen. He's shy.
Cullen.
They both shy, but very good kids. I could wring their neck a little, most of the time, but they're very good kids. He's in the art. He's in the Fortnite. He's in the music. He loves music. My little one's more of the performer. That's Dad's probably #1 fan. He likes to dance, and and he raps. I didn't have to say that. Look,
They calling him out, y'all.
he's calling me out. He's eating pizza, calling me out. But you know, if I could tell him anything, just get an education first.
Right.
You know, that's I think that's where I messed up, is dropping out of school and not getting the education I needed to go into the music business. Right. I think a lot of people, I left a lot of money on the table because I didn't know.
Right.
I love the music. I love putting it out, but I could have been getting some really nice checks probably.
Well, let's kind of talk about that too. If you had to give advice to upcoming artists, because you do have such a profound rap sheet when it comes to the experience you've gained over the years.
I thought you was talking about my criminal rap
That's
sheet
none
too.
of y'all business.
You know, I mean, you know, often imitated, never duplicated.
It's real.
Yeah, I mean, you know, young artists coming up, I like what I see. I mean, you know, I'm getting used to this whole digital age thing. Right. You know, nowadays it's at the click of a button, everything. You know, when me and South Coast Coalition and Lil Witness and Mike the Hustler was making music at first, we had to get out and hustle it. You had to really get out there, and you separated the men from the boys. A lot of clubs we were going in, if y'all ain't seen, we're white. You know, we're in Baton Rouge. I mean, we had to go to a lot of places to where there wasn't a lot of white boys in there.
Right.
And we had to go make our mark. And if you handled your business right and carried yourself right, you got love. A lot of people now wouldn't know that. They can go on, you know, you can make a song in your bedroom, put it out that day, have a hit tomorrow. You know, and I like that. I kind of wish we had that growing up.
Made it a little bit easier for you.
I tell you what it did at the same time. I think it watered the game down some. Now everybody's a rapper. Everybody wants to be an overnight success, get rich quick scheme. Right. And they don't know the legwork it took us to get to this point. You know, like I said, with that being said, I'm catching up on the digital age. I got Instagram. Twitter I ain't really into. I ain't got into the Snapchat. I don't know how to quite use that yet. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to show him.
I'm working on it.
We're going to take him through the Snap.
But shout out to the young artists, man. They're so talented. Baton Rouge is so full of talent. Yes. I love a lot of the stuff I'm hearing, man. But I don't like a lot of the killing that's going on with it. You know, it's like, it's almost like there can't be 2 or 3 successful people at once.
Right. And we'll kind of talk about that too. In this industry right now, or even overall in general, do you feel like violence and hip hop can be separated, or do they generally go hand in hand? Honestly. Nowadays,
it's hand in hand. I mean, I think if someone says something on a record, and we came up somewhat the same way. If you said it, you thought you had to be out there really doing it. Right. You know, and then nowadays it's a shame, and we were part of the problem too. We promoted it as well. I mean, it's part of it. Will it ever go away? No, I don't think so. But I think we can get some peace in the city. Hopefully, I think if some of the OGs would step in and have some roundtable meetings. We need to figure something out. Right. These kids are killing each other. They just getting record deals. They just getting money, getting enough money to take care of their family, and then they dying. Right. And it's like, it's heartbreaking. What was it for? Right. You know, like, was it over music? Pride. I love music, but I don't want to die over it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And then you have kids. It's the last thing you want to think about.
And it's sad. My kids like certain artists, and I'm like, they ask me, this artist, he's dead now. I'm like,
how do you explain that?
Yeah, right. How do you explain? Over what? Right. And it could be street beefs. It could be different things. Baton Rouge is a small place. But why not? Let's go get this money together. Right. Build it up. Young and old. And I know. I want to do songs with all these youngsters.
Y'all heard that, huh?
Yeah. I mean, let's get money, man. I mean, it's a good thing.
Now, thinking about the generational differences, like you said, the digital age is here. Yeah. You can kind of see where it's a lot different. Ooh. If you have to think about the worst experience you had in the studio back then, what would it have been?
Oh man, back then recording was so different than recording now. Right. I mean, now you can it's digital, move it here. When we recorded with a guy, Matt spoke on it as well, Mr. Lee Daniels, rest in peace. We did our first project there, and you had ADAT tapes. It looked like VCR tapes, and you had to have like 6 or 7 of them playing at the same time, and you packed this box around with all your tapes. And don't lose them because you lose your whole part of the song. Now it's just do this, punch me in, no, put it online. I'm like, damn, this is too easy for them now. Make them work a little harder. Right.
Do a little something.
They should bring back some of the old stuff and let them get a feeling of what we had to do.
To see if they could do it first?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to break them in first. That's like rookie training.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I remember Matt kind of talking about some of the experiences that you kind of brought up too, like being the only people in your race, kind of in clubs at the time.
Being the only white boys in there.
How was that experience, like being back to the wall, like
with us? I mean, it was really a good experience. I mean, I've always grew up around black folk. Went to school. I went to Crestworth Middle. There wasn't about 7-8 white boys there anyway. You better learn how to fight. You better. I mean, you just had to hold your own. So it wasn't. And that was part of it. If you got the respect around here, everything else was good, you know. Nice. I mean, we still go places and get that. I don't got beef with nobody. I ain't got no rap beefs and all that other bullshit. It's, we go places. Oh, look, South Coast, T-Bo, what up, baby? Because they remember, shenanigans, dreams here, there. We went everywhere we had to go. To make our mark, I mean, we put in the legwork.
It's a wonderful thing because being able to have those experiences early on make this transition a little bit easier for you as well. A lot of people don't know that you were a part of a lot of organizations early on.
Yeah.
Let's kind of jump into the No Limit phase.
Yeah, I mean, I was very blessed, and I will say before the No Limit situation, I had a situation with Snoop Dogg, and he had heard some of my music around here when he was living here with P.
Gotcha.
And I did some music with him, and I was a young knucklehead, and I was supposed to be the first artist on Doghouse Records, and
very cool.
Eminem was about to come out. Nobody knew who Slim Shady was. I remember Snoop telling me about him and how dope he was. Who knew he was going to be that dope, though? Right. But he was like, that's the competition. I'm like, oh, shit. Looking back, I'm like, damn, Snoop,
I wish I would have.
Big shoes to fill. But I got myself in some trouble when I was young. I got attempted murder charge when I was 19 years old. Just doing dumb shit. Living what I was
in the culture, right?
Yeah, I was just embedded in it. Like the loss, I mean, my whole life would have been different. I was facing 20 years, but by the grace of God, it worked out for me.
Right.
And I didn't snitch. So it was just me in the car.
That, huh?
No, but I mean, it worked out, all jokes aside. And then Snoop told me, he said, man, I can't invest in that kind of problem.
Right.
He was just beating his case in California, and I got where he was coming from. Wasn't no hard feelings. And then from there, I got with C Murder, with True Records. I was actually signed to True Records before No Limit. And then C Murder got in his legal situation. Right. And then he's like, go mess with my brother. Right,
he's gonna take care of you.
And so I felt like every time I got really close to being just that star
at the tier,
something happened, and that's, I don't know what it was. Maybe I wasn't living right. Maybe it wasn't time. God had a different
A lot of times the universe says, even when we're ready, that we're not ready. We don't realize we're not ready.
One thing P used to tell me, and I used to be like, man, I'm tired of hearing this shit. He'd say, things happen, when they're supposed to happen.
Right.
And I understand that more now,
Very
cool. I was with No Limit for, a good while, 10 years plus, and great experiences. We had our ups and downs. No Limit wasn't the force they once were when I was with them. So, P was trying different things, but I was loyal to him, and still to this day, I still got really good friends over there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, if you had to pick a favorite experience between the three organizations, what would one be?
Oh, I mean, Snoop cut me a check for $5,000, and nobody knew who I was on a movie soundtrack. He didn't have to. So that was great to see some rap
Happy
money.
Dance, right?
Oh, that was like, I thought I was rich. I ain't got to work ever again. I got $5,000.
I'm good.
And I needed all that to bond myself out of jail is the problem. So thanks, Snoop. I appreciate it, man. I ain't forgot that. He sent me a check. I got out of parish prison with that money.
Very nice.
So
very
I
nice.
don't know how nice it was, but
no, I'm just saying he could have been like, well, I'm gonna wait till you get out.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna cut this check to you.
Exactly. But he was living in Baton Rouge, and then I never got on the airplane until I got with P.
Cool.
And he's like, you want to come up and do this concert? And I said, where? He said, Rhode Island. And I said, where? I'm like, I didn't know where the hell that was even at on the map. I was like, Rhode Island, yeah, let's go do it. And we went up there and we rocked it. And I was like, okay, this is
for me.
Yeah, this is definitely for me.
That's what's up.
And C Murder, man, that's me and him are still tight. I go see him, he's incarcerated right now. And I still go see him because he believed in me when a lot of people didn't. And he kept it real all the time. He didn't promise me nothing. He just shot me straight with it, And I took that from that. And that's why I try to shoot people straight. Like, just tell them what it is.
Keep it 100.
Yeah, he kept it 100. Even when he could have lied to me and could have got publishing from me and things, he made sure my contract and everything was right.
legit.
Yeah.
That's really dope. Now,
So free Corey Miller too, man. He's
Free
innocent,
Corey.
man. Free C Murder, real stuff, man. Love you, C.
We like to see you come home.
Definitely, and with the grace of God, it will happen.
Now, jumping into the project, let's kind of talk about the basis of how the project came together, what inspired some of the tracks and some of the production.
I mean, the concept was probably there before I recorded anything. The Trailer Park Guide, I got a picture. I don't know if my mom took it when I was probably my son's age,
Right.
7, 8 years old. And I'm jumping this bike in this trailer park. And we shot actually the video Trailer Park Guide in the trailer park I grew up in.
How cool is that?
And they're about to demolish it, so we got it just in time. You know, we was
How
like, thank you, Lord. It worked out. It felt like everything was just aligning. And you know, then the album started taking shape. You know, I got a producer out of Kansas City named Mr. Giggles.
Okay.
And he don't always like, I don't know why that his name is Mr. Giggles, but he done probably 60% of the production on this album. Nice. You know, I kept it. 2 producers did my whole album.
Okay.
And then I got Andre from Music Heads, which is local. He's from here. We worked years back, and then we finally linked back up, and he finished the project off, and it just everything felt right, man. Just everybody around me was it was real love. It wasn't nobody around.
Amen.
You know, my phone
yes,
wasn't ringing for a few years when I was rebuilding my house. I wasn't messing with music. My phone wasn't ringing. I bet it's fixing to start ringing now.
I can see that. I can see that.
New number. Who this?
It's Tubbi. Don't act like that with me. I just talked to you last. I just talked to you last Saturday.
Oh,
you act like that with me. Now, jumping into visuals, 2019 is going to bring a lot of visuals that are going to side in with the project. What can we be expecting immediately?
Oh man. Matter of fact, while we're doing this interview, the first visual drop for the first track on the album called Trailer Park Guide. It's the title track. And it's raw, and it's to the point. It's real life. It's kind of my welcome back song.
Nice.
In a stern way. You know, like I'm back.
It's a vibe.
Like it's really a vibe. It's gonna set the tone for the project.
Very nice.
You know. And then the second single we got coming out is called Trust You Lord, and it's featuring my guy Lil Witness, who's been around me for years. You know, we've been doing music for years, and a buddy of mine's wife, Blaine Allen, she's singing on the chorus. And
shout out to Miss Blaine. Okay.
Yeah, and look, she was nervous coming into it, getting on the record. She had never been in the studio.
Right.
Came out beautiful, and between Joe directing and Matt being involved in the visuals, it's crazy. It's my best work.
I can't wait to see it.
Joe made me look beautiful.
I could just feel the passion coming off you. So I know we're in for a treat, you guys.
It's the beard.
He says it's the hair care products, you guys. We're bringing you live exclusives from the listening session. You'll get an opportunity to kind of hear some of those tracks early on.
Definitely.
And get a glimpse of some of the videos as they drop tonight. Sorry you're not here, but we got you covered. Now, shout out wise, I know that there's a lot of love that you want to distribute for the people supporting you
here. There definitely is. First off, the fans. I mean, between me and South Coast Coalition and Lil Witness and we've got, they're the best fans ever, man. They've been with us for years.
Right.
They support everything we put out. Don't get me wrong, we want new fans too. We're growing, but shout out to the ones that have been with us.
Holding us down.
Holding it down when I was at my worst, when I wasn't, just trying to make it through. I get messages saying my songs got people through stuff all the time, but my fans got me through a lot of stuff as well.
Very nice.
And then it down to my team. Joe Mexican, man, director extraordinaire.
Everything.
Matt Keith, man, he's kind of overseen my whole project.
Very nice.
He's been my extra eyes and ears on everything. My buddy Mike T with Red Eye Entertainment, he shot some of the visuals. I got my man Koo right here that's doing the behind the scenes. And production wise, it's Andre Thompson with Music Heads and Tim Mr. Giggles Seymour out of Kansas City.
I love it.
And then as far as features, I got my guy Witness, of course. He's in there. That's like my brother,
Gotcha.
I mean, he's a legend in Baton Rouge musically as well. Great underground following. Finally getting the look he deserves, I believe, And then Miss Blaine. And then who else? I got Max Manelli on there. Max announced his retirement earlier this year, and I just felt I had to have him on it. We've been working for years, and Music Heads Mook. Yeah,
shout out to Executive for keeping it straight. He not letting us forget nobody. That's love right there. Beers. That's love right there.
But shout out to my family, my wife, man, my kids. If you don't mind, they can come sit with me for a second. Come here, buddy.
Come say hey to the camera.
Come see Coop. Come see Daddy.
This is why he's working so hard. Now the babies are shy. That's okay, grumpy. Mom. That's okay.
But if you read a shirt, what's it say? It says, "I love my daddy and his tattoos." And
Come on, big man.
This is my oldest boy. This is Cullen. Shout out to my family, man. Without them, let me tell you though, juggling a family and a music career,
it's not easy.
Whew, some of y'all daddies need to step it up though. Just telling y'all, I don't see y'all at them functions.
I know that's right.
Need to get to them functions, man.
But he be seeing y'all at the events though. Call him out.
Yeah.
Call him out.
I ain't gonna call no names yet.
Start
Next
tagging
interview, y'all better start showing up at your kids' games, man.
He gonna start tagging y'all. I'm gonna get.
But you know, I got my DJs, DJ Scrap, DJ Flex, and I mean, I got a bunch of homies, you know, that just always supported. Anything I need, they're there for me, man. Whether it be on stage, whether it be if we got to put hands on somebody, whatever it
go down.
They there.
We got it.
We win, we lose, we do all that together. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm missing some people, man, and you know this album is gonna be dedicated. My brother Keno, his daughter's on one of the records on the album.
Cool.
We was in the studio one quick story. We was in the studio and I needed a female vocal on it.
Right.
And the name of the song is F the Weekend Up, and it's a party record. And she always loved to party. She was always smiling, and she came through and did it for me. And then she recently passed away. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man. So we dedicating this album to Hillary. We call her Do.
This is really becoming a very historical based.
And we just touching the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more.
That's really cool.
I know we on a limited time, but I got a story to tell, and y'all gonna know it soon.
That's okay. We're gonna get you back, you guys. I don't have time to get all of the exclusives today, but you know I'm coming back for them. We're here live at the listening session, about to unveil the new project and get all of the exclusive deets on the video. Make sure you tune in, like, subscribe, and follow theantidote.com for all of these exclusives. It's your girl Tubbi. Thank you so much, T-Bo, for having us. Hey y'all, I'm coming for y'all. Like and subscribe.
That's it. We back like we left something.
Here we go, Kickin The Real all over again, and we're out.
Shout out, Antidote, baby.